Hello and welcome to the Language of Literature study session. Today we will be doing an author study. The author we will be focusing on is named Karen E. Franks. She prefers to just go by Karen. Karen attended the Gilbert Institute and then later moved on to Warwick Secondary High School. As a Bermudian, she traveled to Mont St. Vincent University, which is a university in Halifax, Canada. Karen Franks is the president of the ADA Group Holding Limited. She has become an author. She is the author of Abigail's Dream Adventures. The series evokes literacy, diversity, and dream building. We will now have Razia interview Karen and find out more about Abigail's adventures and how she became an author. If you have any questions for Karen, please be sure to put them in the chat and we'll answer them at the end. Thanks for watching.
Good day. My name is Razia Robinson, and today I will be interviewing Karen Franks. How did you become an author? How or when did you realize you wanted to become an author?
Well, it was actually by accident, or some people might say it was meant to be. I was doing an online assignment, and they asked you to go back to your childhood memories to inspire you to write the assignment. And so it's then right after that I knew that I wanted to do a little bit more with it. And so my childlike memories inspired me to where I am today.
Thank you. Okay, next question. Walk us through the process of creating Abigail's Dream Adventures.
Well, like I said, after I completed the online assignment, I sort of start thinking back a little bit more and remembering a lot of my childhood memories where I love to use my imagination. I love reading, I love writing. And so I remember a story that my music teacher read to us. It was called The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I don't know if you guys remember that, or it's probably called something else right now. Nirvana, maybe, something like that. And so that's what catapulted my imagination and into other worlds, into doing other things. Because just think of it, wouldn't it be cool to open up your closet door? Can you imagine opening up your closet door at home and then there's another world on the other side of that? So that's, what inspired me and catapulted me was my imagination. And then I had a great English teacher, I think he was my homeroom teacher, Mr. Livingston Tuzo at Gilbert Institute. And he would encourage me to keep describing the story further, using a lot of more adjectives. And then I came up with a story about a slave called Henry, his struggle for freedom. And that was, I think, one of my first stories.
Thank you. How important was it for you to have illustrations in your book?
Well, I believe that, the vivid images in books evoke our imagination. They tended to do for me. And so I needed my illustrations to be magical and inspire children's thoughts and dreams. And so I found an illustrator that sort of aligned with my thoughts and my thinking, and through her storytelling, through her illustrations. And that's how I came to have, these beautiful pictures in my book, these vivid images in my book.
Okay. What was the most surprising to you when you saw your book for the first time?
It was surreal. You open up the box and you see your thoughts on a beautiful book, and it's in print, so you can't change your mind. And, it's just sort of the most weirdest feeling ever, because when you show your work, I find when I show my work or need to show my work to other people, you feel a little bit more vulnerable. So you're always wondering and hoping that everybody is going to love it, or, everybody's going to show up to that reading or to that event. And it was amazing, the response I got from it. So it was a wonderful feeling. I had accomplished something.
What inspired you to write Abigail? What is your overall message?
What inspired me, um, like I said, it's my childhood memories, but my childhood memories incorporate me playing amongst the trees, amongst the bluebell vines, imagining that it was my house, my home, going for hikes down to the water side, seeing the little fish in the ponds, in the pools, the reef pools, and just seeing the water splash up against the reefs. That and that the wonderment of our elements around the world. I mean, I live here in Bermuda, but I also live in Canada too, and I tend to do a lot of hiking. When I'm there, I have the trees that are hundreds of feet wide and tall, and it's just amazing to be in the forest and being amongst the nature. It's a different feeling as well. So I think my environments inspire me to write Abigail, because a lot of her dreams are in forests or magical forests, and wonderful, inspiring, like underwater dreams. Like, I mean, how fun would it be to be able to swim underwater and meet your friends there, and be inspired by all the nature there. So living in Bermuda and Canada, I get to see like the northern lights when I'm traveling, and those are the lights that you see in the sky of all different colors. Abigail's message is about literacy, diversity, and dream building, and encouraging children to follow their dreams and make their dreams come true.
In your opinion, what makes a good book?
I think it just depends on what you like to write. If you're not an author yet, you kind of look at the things that you like doing, the environments you like to be in, things that inspire you. And those are the things that, I think are more easier to write about, your experiences to you. I mean, during this whole time, every time I do an interview for an article, for a newspaper, or talk to people in discussions, I realize that Abigail is me. And it's because it's part of my memories. And those memories I sort of make into like a magical fantasy story. And that's how Abigail began, just from my imagination. So, and what inspires our imagination, are things that we do, our reading, our environments, the people around us, inspires us and triggers wonderful things from our imagination. So, yeah.
Can you tell us what is on your next entrepreneurship journey? What can we expect?
Well, I have, from that, like the publishing company that I was with at the time, thought it was a great book. And I went to New York and met a lot of other authors because they thought I should go to a book to screen pitch fest. And that's where you pitch your book from book to television. And so that was successful. And so right now I'm creating a TV animated series from my manuscripts, and other things too, I'm sure, merchandise and movies and other wonderful things that are coming up. So yeah, that's the next thing. I'm actually here going through the requirements of Abigail's bedroom on screen right now for the people that are doing it. So yeah, it's an exciting time. I hardly sleep.
Please share advice you would give the children of Bermuda about following their dreams.
Well, you have to follow your dreams. It gives us, a sense of passion. It fuels our purpose. When our dreams are connected to a clear vision, we can follow them and make, goals out of them. Every time we reach that goal, then it's on to the next goal. You're motivated to work harder when you're inspired by your dreams. So it doesn't matter if anyone, doesn't embrace it or doesn't agree with you, as long as you are passionate about your own ideas. Stay true to yourself and follow them through and make your dreams come true. Make them a reality.
How does your literature connect to the world and its society?
Well, I travel, like I said, I travel to different places. And so my books uh, can sit on all sorts of platforms. I've had visits to lots of schools with children and of all different ages. And I've been to what they call the polycultural immigration refugee center, where there were people that had just come to Canada and couldn't speak English. And so I spoke there very slowly. They saw the web series, which is on my YouTube channel, and I read the book. And they could see the pictures. The pictures in the book evoked their imagination. They actually were able to see icons and things in the book that were a part of their culture, because, you know, Abigail is about a little girl that goes inside her dreams and meets her best friend Pearl, who's a shade of white, and Abigail's a shade of brown, and they travel around and meet children from all different countries and cultures, and having fun adventures by way of bridging the gap of racial divide. So you know, they absolutely loved it. They gasped when they saw the icons from their country. They couldn't talk to me in English, but I could see it in their face. I also went to an old folks home, and we chatted about Abigail and how it inspired them. So it has quite a few platforms, and so it travels across quite a few cultures, genders. So that's the exciting thing about Abigail. I can talk to anybody about her.
Looking back at your life's challenges and successful moments, if given the opportunity to tell your 12-year-old self, what would you say to her?
I kind of had that question written down, that answer written down, that I always knew that I would do something bigger than myself, than yourself. If I'm talking to my 12-year-old self, I always knew that you would do something bigger than yourself to help children and change the world. And I knew that. I remember saying that to myself when I was in the back of my mom and dad's car reading a book. And I just had a thought, and always knew that I would live outside Bermuda, and do all sorts of wonderful things outside of Bermuda and do things here in Bermuda. And when I get questions like this, I do remember those things. And I always knew that I had something to do bigger than myself. And people will probably look at it and say I've accomplished that, but I don't feel like I've accomplished it all yet. There's so much more to do.
Thank you for your time. We cannot wait to see the next version of Abigail.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It was great meeting you, and I'm excited.
Thank you, Razia, for that amazing interview. And thank you, Karen, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. For more information about Abigail's Dream Adventures, visit the website, abigailsdreamadventures.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.